The truth is, your name could be a big reason that you get a leg up in life. Like, I know for a fact, I know the only reason I got to where I am today is probably because my great-great-grandfather built the Ark. Like, I accept that. What can I say, man? My great-great-grandpa loved boats and watching animals. Now, with that said, that's what he was doing on the boat. It's normal. Now, with that said, you can't deny, it's not a good look that a Ukrainian company hired Hunter Biden just months after Joe Biden became the Obama administration's point man on Ukraine, because it looks very much like he got this business because of his father's position. And I understand why a lot of people would complain about that. What I don't understand is why these people are complaining about that.
Let's talk about the double standard. What do you guys think would happen if Donald Trump Jr. went to China and came back with $1.5? No, not 1.5 billion, just $1.5.
Can you imagine if I took 3 cents from the Ukraine or 4 cents from China? I mean, it's unbelievable. We gave up our entire business so my father could run for president. We don't do anything overseas anymore. We gave up. We didn't have to. Do you see me on any boards? Do you see Don on any boards? Do you see Ivanka on any boards?
Okay, first of all, I'm not surprised nobody has put Beavis and Forehead on any corporate boards. That's not like a scandal. That's not a thing. I don't even think they're allowed on diving boards. It's just like, no, Eric, you're jumping off the wrong end. Jump into the wet part, dude. And secondly, if there was ever an example of people who got opportunities because of their names, it's these two. I mean, Donald Trump Jr. just got paid $50,000 to give a speech at a college. If he wasn't Donald Trump's son, why else would they be asking him to speak, huh? To share his expertise on bad beards, huh? Or would it be more like, ladies and gentlemen, a man who once sat on a tree stump, Don Jr. It's like, so what happened was my bunions were acting up and there was no chair in sight. But then I remembered someone once told me, stumps are okay to sit on. Thank you, good night. Also, if Trump's sons are actually concerned, like truly concerned, about children of politicians doing business overseas, then can someone please explain to me why they've been doing this?
Trump promised no new foreign deals, but that hasn't stopped his family from continuing business overseas. The Trumps have plowed ahead with deals in India, Indonesia, Uruguay, and the Philippines that were already in the works before Trump took office.
By Wednesday, Eric Trump will have gone to 4 countries on Trump company business since January 1st. In early January, it was a trip to Uruguay for a glitzy party to promote a new property.
This morning, Donald Trump Jr. is in India to promote Trump-branded condos in 2 cities there.
As a business, we're going to continue to run. We have incredible assets all over the world that will continue to operate and to grow.
Yeah, that's right. Even with their dad in office, the Trumps are still growing their business in places like India, Philippines, Indonesia, Uruguay. They're all over the world. It's like the Amazing Race with no running and no chins. Don and Eric are doing so much international business. It almost feels like Donald is just trying to not spend time with his sons. You know, it's almost like he's like, boys, I've got a new business for you to take care of. It's on Mars. He's like, but Dad, there's no way to get back from Mars. And I appreciate your sacrifice. Bye-bye. And I know this is crazy to say. But at least Donald and Eric are one step removed from the presidency. Because there are other Trump children who are in business and government.
Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump's roles in the White House opened up another potential avenue for foreign influence. Officials in at least 4 countries talked about ways they could manipulate Kushner, in part by taking advantage of his complicated business entanglements.
Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner took in as much as $135 million in revenue last year. That includes almost $4 million Ivanka Trump pulled in from her stake in the family hotel here near the White House, where diplomats and foreign dignitaries spend big money.
Last year, China approved more than a dozen trademarks for Ivanka Trump-branded products. The timing, just as the U.S. and China were trying to restart trade talks, raised eyebrows.
Okay, come on. China approved a dozen trademarks for Ivanka right as her dad was negotiating trade deals with China? You can't tell me that's not suspicious timing. I mean, it's like how right before Christmas, my mom said that a horrible accident happened at Santa's factory. Yeah. How does this happen every year, Mom? Huh? They need to look into safety regulations at the factory or I'll never get my toys. And China does not mess around with its trademarks. That's what you have to understand. For instance, Michael Jordan had to fight for 4 years to trademark himself. Yeah, the Chinese courts argued that this was not Michael Jordan. Yeah, they were like, no, that could be anyone. They were like, yeah, I was jumping the other day. Who knows? That's me. That could be me. That's how crazy they are about trademarks. And I mean, that's wild. This would be like saying that this isn't Don Jr. I mean, no one else has ever sat on a stump like that. We know who that is. Stumpman, stumpman, stumpman. Now, let's be clear. I'm not defending Hunter Biden. I don't know him. I don't know about his business. All I'm saying is that the last people who should be talking about the blurred lines of family names and political influence are the people currently running their home office from the White House.